Good morning, Dystonia Warriors. I hope you're doing fantastic today because you guys are worth it and absolutely amazing. Like, I swear, you guys are just amazing. So, I decided today would be like a little, like, Q&A in a sense. So I have 8 questions that are very common that a lot of people they have asked me. So I'm going to if you want, I can do separate videos with these questions, but I hope you guys enjoy. So question number 1, does alcohol help dystonia? Now, in some cases it does, but I'm not saying just turn into an alcoholic, but every now and then a few sips, a few drinks might be good, but don't overdo it. It's extremely important to not overdo it. And it's also really important to understand your type of dystonia. Because, for instance, I don't really drink that much, but I just choose to be careful as well. So, yes, alcohol does help dystonia, but don't overuse it, otherwise it will not help. And it can actually make it way worse. So just know your body, basically what I'm trying to say. Question number 2, which I often get asked a lot, especially in public when I'm trying to explain that I have dystonia. They're like, are you born with dystonia? Now, most people can be. You can get it at birth. You can get it through a car accident. You can get it genetics, or certain medications that I really don't know, but I'll do my research for you guys. So it really just depends. But in my case, I got it kind of at random. We're still trying to find out if it was genetics, like deep genetics, like my ancestors. But at this point, we still don't know. It just triggered. Could because my seizure when I was 18 months old, but we're trying to find out the true reason. But yes, you can get born with dystonia, but not many people are. So it can come when you're young, when you're old, pretty much at random. And if you have dystonia, I would love to know when you had dystonia, like when you got diagnosed with it. I got it when I was 8 years old. So around 15 years I had it. So question number 3, does dystonia cause fatigue? So as you guys know, dystonia kind of messes with your muscles and affect the brain in several different ways. So you're kind of all over the place, but again, all cases are different. All dystonias are different, but in my case, yes, it does cause me very tired and fatigued, but I just try to keep moving and just try not to be exhausted all the time. But yeah, it can cause fatigue. But if you find out you're extremely tired throughout the day and you don't know why, go tell a doctor. So question number 4, it's kind of hard to explain, but what does dystonia feel like? Exactly. So I feel like it's kind of like a Charlie horse, like a cramp, like somebody giving you an Indian rub. I don't know how else to explain what it feels like, but if you do those things to yourself one day, like give yourself a random Indian rub or just, I don't know, it kind of feels like dystonia, or when you get a random cramp in your arm. Yeah, but we're living with this 24/7, guys. So, but in a sense, we can try to help you so you know what it kind of feels like. But every dystonia feels different in a sense, but in a sense, it feels the same, if that makes sense. So, question number 5: can people with dystonia run? For me, I cannot run anymore. I used to be a good runner, but I do walk a lot. I try not to overdo it. It's just really hard for me to run. If I run, I look like I look like I'm jogging when I want to run. But I guess it really just depends on if your dystonia is getting worse. So, if you are a good runner, just don't let dystonia try to affect you. So another question that I have is, does dystonia affect the brain? As I mentioned in a previous question, dystonia does affect the brain. But, it controls your muscles in a certain way that you may not be expecting to do. But it does, but it's not gonna affect the whole brain. So you should be okay. Does exercise help dystonia? Exercise doesn't treat dystonia itself, but exercise therapy can help. Like, just do a little bit at a time. Just do that what works for you. Like, strengthen it. Don't overdo it. That is number one thing. You cannot overdo it because you will be in pain. So it's really important for you not to overdo it. So just take it easy when you exercise. Don't compete yourself and try to be someone you're not. So that's really important. So the next question and the last question, does dystonia worsen with age? This, I have done a lot of research, and all dystonias, one time or another, it will get worse over time. It may be a couple years, it may be a long time before it gets worse, or it may not be a long time. It really just depends, but studies have shown that dystonia will get worse. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but it will get worse. But there are some things that you can take that will work. So, I don't know. If you guys have any more questions for me, I would absolutely love to answer them the best I can. These are just my most common asked questions people ask me in your life when they see me in person. But honestly, if you have questions, put them in the comments below and I will do my very best to answer them. You guys are amazing and I love you all.